Family, friends, and loved ones, we are gathered today to celebrate the union of Harrison and Caitlin. We are all here to support this commitment of love and to share the couple's joy as they make the momentous decision to spend their lives together. Caitlin and Harrison, your marriage will be a lifelong promise to love, respect, trust, and honor each other through the good, the bad, and the unexpected. This union represents your commitment to support one another as individuals, but share your joys, sorrows, and dreams as one. A strong bond works in unison not only to nurture the best parts of your personalities, but understand each other's differences and flaws. You are committed to learn how to grow alongside one another, to aid each other when things get rough, and to offer support through disappointment and loss. Today you gain an equal partner that will be your confidant, your defender, and your motivator through all your aspirations and goals. You will celebrate each accomplishment, provide peace through every setback, and most importantly, give love to each other in ways both big and small. Now, something my sister told me when we were preparing for the ceremony was that while she and Harrison have often felt grateful for the luck and good fortune to have found each other, that what she was most proud of was the work they've put into making it feel that way. It was clear to them from the beginning that they weren't able to rely on simple luck to make this work. As Harrison sat waiting for their first date to start at a bar in Pike Creek, he thought about the effort he had put to get there early, hearing that it was a pet peeve of Caitlin's for people to show up late. Anyone who has gone to a movie, a meal, coffee, or anything else with Caitlin can attest to that. After finding out that he had been given the wrong location to meet, he rushed over to what ended up being exactly the first date they both had been hoping for, confirming what they felt for each other after first meeting. But after the first date, it was Caitlin's turn to wait. Harrison didn't call her for a week after.
This is true. 1 week.
Feeling sure of their connection, but less so about their very different interests. But call her he did, and they continued to date, and they continued to find conversation easy, and they continued to cook meals and talk about their passions, and they continued to find more things to love about each other, until one Halloween, they did the scariest thing they could think of, decided to commit to one another. And while not without its challenges, it turned out to not be so scary after all. Sure, Caitlin found herself having to clean up a lot more crumbs than before, and Harrison wasn't sure those were the right notes Caitlin was singing in the car. But these things turned out to be nothing compared to the joys found in all the simple places their love showed up. Shared television shows, competitive board game nights, hours of video games, shelves of cookbooks completed, and years spent together. But best of all, they found they complemented each other, softening some edges, bringing others into focus. Harrison more tentative, while Caitlin is more regimented. Harrison quicker to say I love you, Caitlin quicker to say I told you so. Caitlin grateful that Harrison truly listens when she talks. Harrison finding that with Caitlin he can talk about anything. And so even after having survived veganism and forced reality TV watching, and a pandemic, and a move, and career shifts, and family members lost, it is with great pride and happiness that we all find ourselves here today to bear witness to this union, built on all the love you two have built together. And with that in mind, we will now shift to the vows Harrison and Caitlin have prepared. Harrison, we'll start with you.
I've always been curious about how you know you found your person. I've asked people with years of marriage under their belt, people newly engaged, my parents, hoping for more than you know, spiel. Because sure, but how? Like, how do you know? And I've never gotten a great answer, but I have heard a common theme. There's always that one crazy story. That thing that shouldn't have happened but did. That thing that you'd never normally do but you did anyway. Like you were compelled to. And I guess that's love. Love makes us do crazy things. After our first date, not the first time we met, but our first date, I remember coming home and telling my dad, I don't know about this one. I had a great time, don't get me wrong. But she spent the whole time talking about reality TV and which celebrity she liked, which city of Real Housewives was her favorite. And worst of all, she said she hates the outside. All of the outside. And Dad, that's my whole thing. I love the outside. I love going on hikes. I like enjoying nature. And she hates all of it. And I remember thinking to myself, it would be crazy of me to see her again. I had a good time, but it just didn't really seem like the right fit. Cut to 3 months later, and I'm crazy. She's that first sip of coffee in the morning with the sunshine on her face. She's that first truly crisp day of fall where the air hurts your lungs, but in a good way. We haven't said the big L word yet, but I knew I felt it. And after a nice meal together, it was Wednesday, I did the crazy thing, and I tried to tell her long before it was normal to say the L word. But before I could get to the finale, she put her finger on my lips and said, I think I know what you're about to say. But wait, let's not say it yet. I'm not going anywhere. So we'll talk about that in a little bit. And she was right. You know, there's no...
We heard it.
There's no, officially sanctioned timeline for when these types of things are supposed to happen. And I know it's crazy, but after 3 months, I just knew. I had all the information I needed. Cut to 3 months after that, and we're out for my brother's birthday on a Philly cheesesteak bar crawl across the city with all of his friends. And we find ourselves alone together towards the end of the night in the corner of a bar after plenty of cheesesteak and plenty of drinks. Rob's birthday entourage buzz with excitement and fake cheese around us, and we're in the middle of our own little bubble, just like the day I met you. And I turned to her and I casually said, as if telling her, tomorrow is Sunday. You know I intend to marry her, right? And she doesn't know what to say. And what do you say to that, really? She just smiles, her face glowing. And looking back, it was a pretty crazy thing to say after 3 months together. To say the most important words in such a casual, assured way, but in the moment, it was the most sane thing to say. It was what I knew to be true. Just like I knew tomorrow was Sunday. We get the wrong version of this. That's okay. It's all right. I can get it back. If having that one crazy story is how you know you found your person, that thing that you know you would never do, but you do anyway, and something compelled you to do it, I think we have our story. And for those of you who don't know, Caitlin hates poetry. She despises it.
Yes.
Frankly, I think it's because she doesn't get it, but she hates it. So, naturally, I wrote her a poem. Until the sun rises in the west and sets in the east, until the migratory birds fly north for the winter, until the earth stops spinning and the waves retreat back towards the moon, only then, on that day, will I say that I'll stop running. So standing here across from you, this is what I promise to you. I promise that I'll never stop running. I promise that I'll never stop trying. I promise that I'll never stop showing up for you. I promise that I'll never stop trying to make our day together. Make every day together that much better, however small. I'll never stop trying to make you laugh. Because you're my person, my best friend, my Snoopy, my boo bear. And in the immortal words of me, love makes us do crazy things, but I won't do that.
man I wanted to spend my life with. He'd be warm and kind. He'd be generous. He'd be silly and funny. He'd be intelligent and compassionate. And I knew that if I was patient enough and I didn't settle, I would find him. You embody all of these qualities and more. Your ability to make me feel instantly comfortable with you was evident from the very beginning of our relationship. As we stood in the rain at the Ardent Fair, under my little umbrella, talking and connecting, I realized how incredibly easy it was to be myself with you. I remember thinking, wow, this is special. This is different. That feeling of comfort has grown to a feeling of safety. I know that I can share my fears with you, and that when we are done talking, everything will seem just a little less scary simply because you're there. But even more importantly, I know that I can share my dreams too. I know that you have an endless supply of belief in me, and that you've never made me feel like what I want in life isn't achievable, or that I don't deserve every bit of happiness that I can think of. Your unwavering support of me has given me the confidence and the courage to really grow as a person, and as a result, I truly believe that I am the best version of myself when I'm with you. I hope to always see myself through your eyes. I know it's not always easy to believe that the wonderful things others see in us is real. So my promise to you is simple. On those occasions where you can't remember all that you are, I promise to remind you that you are the warm, kind, generous, silly, funny, intelligent, and compassionate man that I dreamed of. The person whose infectious laugh never fails to lift my mood. The person who I have just as much fun going on adventures with as I do when we have a lazy day just hanging out at home. The person with whom I never run out of things to talk about with. The person who is my greatest friend and the love of my life. I promise to be your partner in all things, to celebrate your successes and share in your burdens. I promise to support your dreams as your happiness means the world to me. I promise to celebrate the ways in which we are different. I promise to make you feel all the love that I have for you. And if I can make you feel even a fraction of the happiness you have brought to my life, then I know I will have done my job. I'm more excited than words can express to become your wife today, and I can't wait for the life that is in front of us. I love you and I like you.
All right. Now Caitlin and Harrison will exchange their rings, a representation of the promises they make today. We'll start with Caitlin. Caitlin, repeat after me. Harrison, I give you this ring
Harrison, I give you this ring
as a symbol of the promise
as a symbol of the promise
I made to you today.
I made to you today.
Harrison. Harrison, repeat after me. Caitlin, I give you this ring
Caitlin, I give you this ring
as a symbol of the promise
as a symbol of the promise
and the vows I made to you today.
and the vows I made to you today.
Just as these rings signify the individual promises they make to each other today, the couple of shows also include the tradition of hand fasting into the wedding ceremony, a symbolic gesture that binds these vows together. Hand fasting is an old Celtic tradition when a couple makes the commitment of marriage. It binds their hands together as a physical sign of this commitment. And as long as the knot stays tied, the promises they make will hold steady. Please join your hands. Harrison, will you be Caitlin's partner in life and in love?
Yes.
Will you continue to share in her laughter and to always look for the best in her?
Yes.
Will you share in her burdens so your spirits may grow in this union?
Yes.
Will you continue to share in her hopes and dreams?
Yes.
And will you make compassion and love the foundations of keeping your future together?
Yes.
Harrison, I ask that you accept the Clark family as your own by accepting this cord. Caitlin, will you be Harrison's partner in life and in love?
And love.
Will you continue to share in his laughter and to always look for the best in him?
I
Will you share in his burdens so your spirits may grow in this union?
I will.
Will you continue to share in his hopes and his dreams?
I will.
And will you make compassion and love the foundations of your future together?
I will.
Nikki and I accept that you accept the Stigler family as your own. This third chord is to symbolize the willful joining of two individual paths merging into one. As we tie the knot, we symbolize the start of the journey they will continue together. Caitlin and Harrison, just as your hands are bound together now, your lives and spirits are joined in the union of love and trust. Your bond of marriage is not only formed by these cords, but rather by the vows you've made here today, for always holding your hands committed to union. May these hands be blessed this day. May they always hold each other. May they have strength to hold one another through the storms and stresses and times of darkness. May they remain tender and gentle as they nurture each other in this wondrous love. May they build a relationship founded in love and rich in caring. May these hands be healer, protector, shelter, and guide for each other. As you remove your hands and form this knot, may symbolism stay with you always. Okay. With these promises, I now present to you Mr. and Mrs. Stigler. You may kiss each other to seal your love and commitment.